Hello and welcome to the GuitarXR tutorial video. In this video, we'll cover everything from setting up the guitar and calibrating it, navigating your guitar library, creating songs, and much, much more. If it's your first time watching this video and you're in the headset, I encourage you to watch the video all the way through at least once. If you do, however, get stuck, just click the question mark in the top right-hand corner, and it'll take you to the specific part of this video where we cover that topic. To start off, after you pick your instrument, it's going to ask you whether you strum with your left hand or right hand. I strum with my right, so I'm going to pick the one on the right. Currently, in order to track the guitar, we attach the fretting hand controller to the guitar, bass, ukulele, or banjo. Now you can do this in a few ways. You can rough it and use a sock and some rubber bands, some clear tape or masking tape, or you can get the mount from our website or download the STLs and 3D print your own. They are by far the best option because not only are they printed in TPU, so it won't scratch your guitar, but it also holds the controller very securely and doesn't allow it to move around. After you've attached the fretting hand controller to the guitar, the other controller is how you'll move the menu around by pressing grip. You can interact with buttons with trigger or either X or A, depending on what controller you have. And this is the controller that we're going to be using for calibration. Simply place the green dot on the first fret of your instrument, press A or X, depending on which controller you have, and drag it to the bottom of the 12th fret. This is how we derive the scale length. Now that we have our scale length, we can grab the virtual guitar with the grip button. We then want to move the virtual guitar on top of our real one so it looks like a one-to-one match. The most important part is that the fret spacing is correct and that your scale length is correct. This definitely does take some getting used to, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So long as it looks pretty good when you look up and down the fretboard, making sure that the lines correspond with your actual frets, you're good to move on and skip to the next step. This is your library where all of your songs exist. At the top, there's a toggle to switch between the arcade or learn libraries, and if there are tutorials, you can find them right here in the menu. Also in the menu, you can find your My Songs library. This is where the songs that we create in the song builder end up. Within the menu, there's also a settings panel. This is where we can change our string colors, turn on environments, and customize our setup. This is also where we access the audio calibration. Now, if you're streaming the Bluetooth audio from your headset to a speaker, there might be an audio delay. This is where you calibrate for that. Simply press start, and whenever you hear the tick, press either A or X, depending on what controller you have, and it'll automatically calibrate to the offset. In GuitarXR, you can upload songs in two ways. You can create your own or upload pre-made songs that you or your friends have made in the past. To upload a song, simply click Upload GXR and select the proper GXR file. After that, click Next. If after you select a file, it doesn't return you to the app right away, just press the home button on the right controller and it should bring you back to the application. In order to select images and audio files, we need to have the proper permissions. If you clicked Allow when you first started the application, you should be all set to go. If you click Deny and you want to change that, you can simply go to your library, click the three dots, go to Settings, and then Permissions, and make sure that GuitarXR is selected for accessing files on this device. If you're certain you do have the proper permissions enabled, but you're still receiving the pop-up, it might be that the application doesn't have access to that specific directory. Your downloads folder on your device exists in multiple different locations. When selecting a file, simply go to one of these other locations and you should be able to upload files. To create your own songs, you'll need an image, the audio file, and the tablature file. The image can be a JPEG or PNG, the audio file can be an MP3 or WAV, and the tablature file can be a Guitar Pro 3, 4, or 5. As a quick tip, one of the most popular guitar tablature websites, after a quick sign in with your email, free of course, you're able to filter by Guitar Pro tabs. Once you select the one that you want, just make sure that it's in the proper format, either GPT 3, 4, or 5. Make note of the instrument that you'd like to play because this will come in handy later. Another quick tip, if you're looking to upload a whole song, make sure that the total time on the guitar tablature file is the same total time as your MP3 file. If it's off by a few seconds, that's okay. But if it's minutes, then it's probably just a portion of the song. Now that we have all of our assets, we'll give the song a name, a description, and a song BPM. The BPM dictates the initial play speed of the song. It's not super important to get it extremely accurate. However, if you don't know it, you can just put 120. In the tablature selection dropdown, that's where we select what instrument we're building for. After you select a supported instrument, you can select a tuning. This doesn't change anything in the gameplay. However, if you click the instrument icon, it'll show you the tuning for that specific instrument. Once everything looks good, go ahead and press next. You can grab the instrument with grip and position it nicely in your space. If you find that you're occasionally also grabbing the menu, you can hit the lock button to lock it in place. So go ahead and click on the song and click play. At the bottom, you'll see an initial offset. This is one of the first things we're going to change. What we're listening for is the exact moment within the song that our instrument starts playing. If this is really close to when we first start seeing notes, we don't have to change the initial offset. However, if for some reason the tablature file doesn't account for an intro or something similar, the visual elements won't show up until later or maybe too early in the song. This is where we can change the initial offset. The whole goal in changing the initial offset is to get the notes to show up at least decently to the start of where our instrument starts playing within the song. For example, if our song starts playing way too early and our notes don't show up until later, we could give a negative offset, and that will bring the notes down so they start earlier. And vice versa. If the notes show up too early in the song, we can increase that initial offset so that they show up relatively close to where our instrument first starts playing. Once it's decently close within a few seconds or so, we're going to add our first sync point. We're going to back up within the song, and while it's playing, we're going to listen for the first note of our instrument. We're going to capture the exact moment we first hear that note. We can do this by pressing Y or B to pause the song at that exact moment. The whole goal of sync points is to get the exact time and location of where the notes meet the fretboard. For the time, we simply pause the song at that exact moment. For the location, we move the notes down to meet the fretboard with these sliders. A very simple song that's very repetitive won't need a whole lot of sync points. However, a live performance or something similar will require more sync points because the audio files that we're using are from live play and therefore don't exactly match BPM so specifically. After it looks pretty good, go ahead and click save. At first, we're going to add a bunch of sync points throughout the song, just very roughly. If you find that you made a mistake or you want to edit one of them, you can click the edit at the top of a sync point, or you can delete it by clicking the X. Another tip, if you're having trouble syncing the song to the exact moment, feel free to slow down the song. This will allow much more accuracy and not require so much precision timing. After a song has at least 2 sync points, you'll be shown the Done Editing button. This button brings up a menu that allows us to save to multiple different locations. We can save to the Downloads folder on this device, we can save to My Songs library, or we can save to both. After you choose to save a song to your My Song library, you'll be shown a few options. If you choose to buy coins, those coins can be used to upload songs to your My Songs library. The first option offers you 10 songs that you can upload for $4.99. This very roughly equates to 50 cents per song. The more you buy, the more you save. The final option brings it down to around 40 cents per song. By far, the best bang for your buck is to go through the subscription model. It has a free week trial, and the first month is only 99 cents. This allows you to upload an unlimited amount of songs to your My Songs library. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy playing Guitar XR. Thanks.